Hi, welcome back to ARISTOTHINK. Well, welcome to question number 4 of series of statistic problems. On this question, there is a math exam I'm going to form, and I have 6 algebra, 5 geometry. Good? So I'm going to see how I'm going to assemble this exam with different orders. Now, in this first situation, I cannot have 2 consecutive algebra. If I cannot have 2 consecutive algebra, you could think like this. So let's take the algebra. So I have what? How many algebra? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those are for the algebra, all right? Those are for the algebra. So I have 6 algebra here, all right? And then they cannot be together. If they can't be together, little by little, if they can't be together, it means that I have to put these I am obliged to put, right? So I'm going to put a geometry here, 2, 3, 4, 5. Enough. That is what I have. Geometry 1, geometry 2, geometry 3, geometry 4, geometry 5. Alright? So there is no other configuration I can. If you say, no, come on, I can start geometry here. You can't. Because look, 1, imagine I put a geometry here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those 2 algebra together. I can't. So you see, you start with the problem and make sure that the obliged places are fulfilled. So I start with the algebra. They have to be separated, and for that I have to be at least 1 geometry in between them. So at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There is nothing else. I don't have any more books, so they gotta be exactly on those places. And this would be what? Well, so algebra. I have 6 books and I have 6 places. All right. So 6p6. Now for the geometry, I have 5 books and I have exactly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places. 5p5. This is 86/400. Yes, 86/400. Okay. Now there is another way I can solve this, starting with the geometry. Let's see if it works. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But let's try out. 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 geometry. So I'm starting with the geometry. Alright? Okay. And I'm going to put the algebra in between. So I have 6 algebra. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. So stop here. This no, this is going alright, no problems. Never mind. So 4. But I have 6 algebra. So 5, 6. Alright? So in this situation it would be what? Those would be the algebra. So this would be what? I have 5 geometry and 5 places. And I have 6 algebra, 6 places. The same thing. Right? So here both ways work. Now let's start the second problem here. Now I cannot have 2 geometry together. Let's think about the geometry first. So I have geometry, I have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are for the geometry. 2, 3, 4, 5 geometry. They cannot be together, alright? So I have to put algebra in between. So this would be algebra 1, algebra 2, algebra 3, algebra 4, alright? I have 6, okay? Now, this is the problem. So I have 2 more. I can put the 2 in here, the 2 in here, or maybe I can put 1 algebra here and 1 algebra here, you see? So you see, many possibilities. What you cannot do is this. You just put like that. You are forcing, right? Because I could have 2 algebra in the beginning and 2 algebra at the end, and I can still permute them. So it is weird to write like this, or I could even say it's wrong. It's not going to work because there are too many possibilities, you see? Now, I could have this situation, or I could, let's remove the index. You see, I think it's going to be better to understand. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, beautiful. But I could also have algebra like this. Agree? It still works. The geometry are still separated. Or maybe I could have algebra here. Or maybe I could even have algebra. Come on! So many situations, impossible. I still have, look, they are all separated, aren't they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I still have 6, you see? So you see, look in here. You see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I still have my 6. I could also have like this. Here, or maybe, I don't know, many situations. So this is not going to work. Agree? This is not going to work. So you have to be careful. When you are assembling the problem, you have to be careful about what you're doing and all possibilities. So is this, I cannot have two algebra. Yes, it works with algebra. It works because I had exactly the number to put in between. You see, nothing else. I had nothing else to put on the borders. You see, but if I have, well, how many are going to be in here or in between? So it changes. You see, be careful. Now, you see, how we solve this is not going to work in here. At least not on this thinking. So I cannot start by the geometry, just like I started by the algebra. Geometry is not going to work. So let's work the other situation around. So the other possibility is what? Let's spread the algebra. So I have 6 algebra. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have algebra. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 algebra. Beautiful. Now, geometry cannot be together. So I have to put the geometry only on those gaps. You see? Any gap. Including at the end and at the beginning. All right. And you might be saying, no, but I can start in this situation. I can even start with 2 or maybe 3 geometry. May I? Can I? I don't think so. Look, I have 5 geometry. If imagine I start with a imagine I start with a geometry. Oh, of course not. Sorry. If I have 2 geometry here, I will be putting 2 geometry together. Agree? So, not an option. You see. So I have the algebras that are spread out, and this is going to be what? 6 by 6. No, for the geometry. Those are the geometry, right? Those are the geometry. The arrows. How many places? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 positions, but I can only pick 5 of those. Why? Because I have 5 geometry books. All right? Yes. What's going to happen? Imagine that I don't pick up this and maybe this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 geometry. You see? Imagine I have this. Okay, no problems. All geometry are spread out. You see? There is always an algebra between them. You see? I can have algebra together, no problems. Nobody said anything about the algebra. So you see, you have to be careful about what you're doing, because sometimes this, you could think in those both ways in here. In here, it doesn't work. So be careful. And this is going to be what? It's going to be 1,814,400. 1,814,400. Right? Be careful. Right? Be careful. Now, I'm going to reduce my exam to, let me see the time. Okay, good. So I'm going to reduce the exam. I don't want the video to be too big. I want to reduce the exam to 4 algebra and 3 geometry. So only 7 questions. I have 11. So something is going to happen. Now, I cannot have 2 algebra consecutively. So they cannot be together. The algebra can't be together. So I'm going to be on the safe mode, right? If the algebra can't be together, so I'm going to distribute the geometry, which are 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to distribute the geometry. But if I do this, if I distribute the geometry, it's going to be weird. Because how am I going to put the algebra in here? See, I bet I have only 4. It works. Agree? It works. I can have 2 algebra together. Okay. This works. Agree? Yes. Look, I have 3 geometry. Now I have exactly 4 algebra. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they cannot be together. So they gotta have a geometry in between them. There is nothing else to do. Agree? This works. Now, I have 3 geometry, but from 5. So it's going to be, I have 5 books, permute, choosing only 3, right? I have 5, but 3 positions, okay? Now, what is the next? Now I have what? Let's go for the algebra. For the algebra, I have 6 books, but I can only pick 4, right? Okay, and this is going to be 21,600. 21,600. All right. So that is a problem. I hope you like it. Sometimes you have to think carefully, or you're going to make a mistake in math. It's normal. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you. See you. Bye bye.